Hello, dear students. Welcome to Wow Education. Today we have brought class 6 history lesson 4 in the earliest cities, and the board is CBSE. So the important points which we are going to cover in this lesson are story of Harappa, Great Bath, drains, life in cities and end of cities. All the old buildings have a story to tell. How our grandparents they used to live in such houses, what were the circumstances, what were the surrounding, what was the society during their times, as this is one of the example of some old demolishing building. As you can see what architecture this building has used, see this terrace, see this balcony, the pattern of windows, the pattern of doors. Similarly, the designs of the window they are open so that air can pass through inside without any mosquito net. It also indicates that there were no mosquitoes during our grandparents' time. So the story starts 150 years ago when the Britishers they were making the laborers to dig one railway line, and it was the time when the engineer of that project they stumbled upon the site of Harappan civilization, and this was in the Punjab. That was that time when India was undivided, means Pakistan and India they were combined. So this Punjab is half portion of Punjab is in India and the half portion of Punjab is in Pakistan. For engineers, it seemed like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made high quality bricks. What they felt that what they have stumbled with is a big heap of bricks. But slowly what happened, all the laborers they started taking all those bricks and selling it to the engineers of British India, and there they got good rates of all these bricks, and this way they demolished and they destroyed almost a big portion of Harappan civilization, because they themselves were unaware that what they are taking, which bricks they are taking, actually they are 4700 years old city which they are destroying. Finally, about 80 years ago, archaeologists from various countries they came to that site where the engineers they were laying down the railway lines. So when they start digging that area, they came to know, oh no, this is such a big, magnificent and very vast archaeological site. It is a civilization, that too a very old civilization and one of the oldest city in this subcontinent. Subcontinent means Indian subcontinent. As this was the first city, I mean Harappa was the first city which was discovered during the excavation. So beside Harappa there are many cities which were also discovered like Kalibangan, Mohenjo-daro, Ropar, Lothal. But just because Harappa was the first city to be discovered, that's why this whole civilization was given the name Harappan civilization. Now what do you mean by civilization? Civilization is a form of society which develops during a period, and you know this civilization is 4700 years old. So what was special about these cities? So this Harappan civilization was basically an urban civilization. Now what do you mean by urban civilization? Urban civilization means a society which is settled down in only cities, which is based on the cities. Many of these cities they were divided into two or more parts. As you can see in this picture, usually the part to the west, this is west direction, it was smaller but higher. As you can see, this is higher than this lower portion. So this higher portion was given name citadel by the archaeologist. Now next, the part to the east. Now if it is west, then the opposite of the west will be east. So this eastern side it was named as lower town by the archaeologist, but it was larger in area than that of the citadel. As you can see, citadel is spreading only in this much portion, but this lower town, it is spreading on a very bigger portion of this area. What was special about these cities? The bricks were so well baked. Well baked means they were of superior quality that even after 500 years ago, they are not broken, they are not damaged, right? The bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern and that made the wall strong. This is one of the wall which is being clicked from this Harappan civilization house. As you can see, what you mean by interlocking, see, these are two bricks and this is the joining of these two bricks. When we place one single brick above these two bricks join, then this position is known as interlocking. And when you place something in this interlocking position, then it makes it difficult to lay down. The Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro, this is also one of the site of Harappan civilization, a very special tank which archaeologists call the Great Bath was built in this area. As you can see, this is Great Bath and all the bricks, they are coated with plaster so that water should not leak from these walls. And next is steps, there are from two sides. One pair of steps is from this side and one pair of step is from the opposite sides, and there were rooms on the both side of this great bath and they probably were used for changing clothes. Now see the beauty of this great bath. Water was brought in from a well. The well which was nearby to this great bath, water was brought in it from those wells, and the water was drained after use. Drained after means the water was removed from this great bath once the water was used properly. Perhaps important people took a dip in this tank on special occasions. It meant that this tank was not meant for the ordinary people of the town. Only the rich or the some people who were of the higher authority, they used to come here only during some special occasions like some rituals, like some festivals. Next is fire altars. Now what you mean by fire altars? Where you pray something, where you sacrifice something. Nowadays there is a trend that we sacrifice grains, flowers and other vegetarian items into these fire altars, but in the earlier times the people, the ruler and the other officials, when they used to perform these fire altars, they used to sacrifice animals on these. So these fire altars, they were found in Kalibangan and Lothal. So these two areas, they are also the part of Harappan civilization. Next, one storehouse was also found in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal. And you know why storehouses are required? They are required to store grains and other materials. Now what about houses? Generally houses were either one or two stories high with rooms built around a courtyard. Courtyard is a center hall of a house where all the people of the house, they sit, they talk, they converse with each other, and around that courtyard there were rooms made. And apart from that, every household was having a well. It means there was sufficient quantity of groundwater level. That's why almost 700 wells were found in Harappan civilization. Many of these cities, they had covered drains. As you can see, these drains are straight in their laid designs. So why there is need of making straight drains? So that all the refuse of this drain can be washed away properly. Drains in houses, suppose this is road and the drains are on the both sides and these are the houses. So each house was having their own washroom. So where the washrooms water will go, the washrooms water will go into these main drains of the streets, and the where the output water of these drains will go, these drain will lead to the outer city where there were bigger holes to store and decompose all these drained water. Now, all three houses, drains, and streets were probably planned and built at the same time. It means that first the planning was done, thereafter, the construction of house was started. Now, let us talk about life in the city. A Harappan city was a very busy place. Why so? Because there were people who used to plan the city, plan the construction of special buildings. Do you remember the great bath which I had just showed you? So to construct such a great building, one need a proper planning and great monetary resources, because we cannot make it with less money. A good amount of money is required to construct such a big building. So only ruler or the higher authority class, they used to plan such buildings and used to construct such buildings, and they were probably the rulers. The rulers sent people to distant lands to get metal, precious stones, and other things that they wanted. It meant that metal and precious stones were not available in the Harappan civilization. That's why they sent their traders of their cities in ships to other countries. They may have kept the most valuable objects such as ornaments of gold and silver or beautiful beads. As you can see, these are shell ornaments. Shell is one kind of sea animal which has very hard covering, and that covering, when it gets dried up, you can find them on the beaches, and that is what shell is known as. And these are the examples of beads. You can see how polished and beautiful beads these are, and these are gold and silver ornaments. Even in those times, you can see how beautifully they have designed and made the ornaments means jewelry. Next, there were scribes. Now, who are scribes? Scribes are people who knew how to write and who also helped how to prepare the seals. So, these are the handwritings which were being written by the scribes, as all the people of the Harappan civilization, they were not aware of reading and writing. So, only some specialized people who are having the knowledge of reading and writing, they were known as scribes, and they were given the task to write down on these seals. And so far, this handwriting, this writing is not deciphered. Deciphered means no scholar is able to understand or decode this handwriting. If this would have been decoded, then we would have come to know more about Harappan civilization and what all is written in these seals. So this Harappan civilization is still a secret civilization for all of us. Besides scribes, there were men and women, craftsperson, and what the work of those craftsperson, they used to make all kinds of things either in their own homes or in special workshop. If the work was small, then they used to do it at their homes, but if the work was bigger at the scale, then they used to do it in their special assigned workshop. Workshop is a place which is big in size and where you have got all the instruments, all the raw material to make the finished items. People who were traveling to distant lands or returning with raw materials. Many terracotta toys have been found, and children must have played with these. As you can see, these are some samples of toys which the Harappan civilization children, they used to play with, and they all are made up of terracotta. Terracotta is a material which was used to make such kind of toys. Nowadays, just like we have plastic toys, we have mud toys. Similarly, Harappan children, they used to play with these terracotta toys. Most of the things that have been found by archaeologists are made of stone, shell, and metal. And metal means copper, bronze, gold and silver. These are metals. Stone is not a metal, shell is also not a metal. Copper and bronze were used to make tools. Tools are hard, tools are strong, they require to fight, and they require to sometimes kill the animals, hunt the animals. So one needs some hard material to make tools, some hard material to make weapons as well. And sometimes these uh, metals were also used to make ornaments and vessels. You will find even now a time that there are many vessels at your home which are made up of copper and bronze, and sometime of gold and silver also. So in Harappan civilization, gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. Perhaps the most striking finds are those of beads, weights, and blades. These are beads and they are made up of carnelian, and these are blades which are made up of stones. Now, what is carnelian? Carnelian is a beautiful red stone. As you can see, it is difficult to believe that this much long sized material is a stone, but actually, this is a red stone. Now, what the artisans they used to do, the stone was cut, thereafter it was given the shape, and after giving it shape it was polished nicely, and finally a hole was bored through the center of this bead so that string should be passed through it, and thereafter see it is also being colored slightly, otherwise carnelian itself is in of red color. And these are weights. These weights are made up of chert. Chert is a kind of stone, and these were probably used to weigh precious stones or metals. Whenever you go to some grocery shop or some vegetable vendor, you must have seen weights, right? So they used weights to weigh the grocery item like dal, rice, wheat, vegetable, fruit. But in Harappan time, these weights were used to weigh precious stones or metals only. The Harappans also made seals out of stone. These are generally rectangular and usually have an animal carved on them. Can you see the size of these seals? They all are rectangular in shape, and you can see that at least one or more than one animal is carved on each of these seals. The Harappan also made pots with beautiful black design, and this black design pots is commonly known as black pottery. A stone statue of an important man is also found from Mohenjo-daro, which shows him wearing an embroidered garment. As you can see, this person is wrapping one garment around his body, and there are flowers carved on this garment, which indicates that this is embroidery and they were familiar with embroidery work. Cotton was probably grown at Mehragarh. Where is Mehragarh? Let us find out. Here it is. This is Mehragarh, and as you can see, this dark portion area, this whole portion is Harappan civilization. Half of this civilization is in Pakistan and half is in India. So the important places of this civilization they are now with Pakistan, right? So Mehragarh was the place where 7,000 years ago cotton was discovered. So Harappan was people they were also aware of using the cotton. How did we find it out? Because actual piece of cloth were found attached to the lid of a silver vase. Vase is a thing where you keep your flowers and some copper objects at Mohenjo-daro. Archaeologists have also found spindle wheel. As you can see this image, so this is a small machine made up of wood, and this machine is known as spindle wheel. And this is also material used to make the spindle wheel is terracotta, and these were used to spin thread. As you can see, this woman is also using the spindle wheel, and on the left side of this woman cotton, raw cotton is kept, and what she will do, she will spin this rough cotton into a thread ball. Faience is a material that is artificially produced. And how it was produced? A gum was used to shape sand or powdered quartz into an object. Means some gum was mixed with sand. Thereafter, the objects were then glazed. Glazed means they were rubbed continuously so that they can shine. And whenever you rub something, some energy and some shinier appearance come to those items, resulting in a shiny glassy surface. The colors of the glaze were usually blue or sea green. Faience was used to make beads, bangles, earrings, and tiny vessels. So only blue or sea green color was the of these faience material. Many of the things that were produced were probably the work of the specialist. Now, who is a specialist? A specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work. Have you seen tailor? How beautifully he designs and stitches the cloth, and he converts it into a beautiful attire or a suit. Similarly, have you seen some other person like a mechanic? Whatever vehicle you hand over to him, he is able to operate it and repair it. So these people, they are skilled and trained to do their work very skillfully. That's why they are known as specialists of their field. They cannot do other works other than the other fields. In search of raw material. Raw materials are substances that are either found naturally, means see, wood or ores of metals. They are naturally found in the environment or produced by farmers or herders. Means when a farmer produces corn or a farmer produces rice or wheat in his field, that will also be counted as raw materials. Similarly, if herders, they are helping us to provide milk, that means the milk is also raw material. If these items are processed and they are converted into finished good, then these things are known as finished good. As you can see on the left hand side of this image, this is raw cotton, and cotton has been converted into an finished item and it has become cloth. Similarly, these are the logs of wood which have been converted into a furnished good, that is furniture. The Hadappans probably got copper from the present day Rajasthan and even from Oman. See, this is Oman country. So the Harappan civilization, they used to sail all the way from here to this country and then used to bring copper from Oman back to their country. Tin, which is a mixture of copper. When you mix copper with tin, then a new metal is created, that is bronze. So this was also brought from Afghanistan and Iran. This small country is Afghanistan and this bigger country, this is Iran. Gold could have come all the way from present day Karnataka. This is Karnataka. So to obtain gold, they need not to go outside India. Within India, they could have found the gold. Precious stones, it came from present day Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. How goods were carried? Now what do you mean by goods? Goods means material, a finished item. When it is bulk in size, it is lot of in size, then it is known as goods. Then how do the people of Harappan civilization, they used to carry their goods from one place to another? We can guess, archaeologists, they can guess from these items which were discovered from this civilization. This is a toy car and this is a seal where the image of one ship has been portrayed or carved. So looking into these two pictures, we can make out that those people, they were familiar with these two modes of transport. So cart was also used and ship was also used to move items from one place to another. Food for people in the cities. Now the Harappan people, they were the urban society, means they were living inside the cities and there were no fields, they were not doing any agriculture. Then how they were feeding themselves? The people who were living outside the city area, they were the farmers and they were doing the agricultural activities, and they were the one who were supplying food and other eatable items to the city people. Countryside means village. The people who used to live in village, they grew crops and reared animals. These farmers and herders supplied food to craft person, to scribes and to rulers which who were living in the cities. Hadappans grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, and mustard. So they were aware of all these grains. A new tool, the plow. As you can see this, nowadays we use tractor to plow our field, but that time this handmade plough made up of either iron or wood. But iron was unknown to Harappan civilization, so they did not know the use of iron, so they make this plow only of wood. And so it was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting the seeds. This region means Harappan and Mohenjo-daro region, it was quite dry because it is lying in Gujarat and Rajasthan region, which is known for its dryness. So people used to store water from rainwater, and whenever there was requirement of irrigation, they used to supply water manually. The Harappan people also reared cattle, sheep, goat and buffalo. We can see the images of these animals in their seals, so that we can make out that they were familiar with these animals. They also collected fruits like bear, they caught fish, they hunted wild animals also. There's a town of Dholavira, and Dholavira is located in Gujarat, which is near Khadir Bet. Now you know this city has been divided into three parts. Earlier we read about Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilization. Those cities, they were divided into two parts. One was upper part, one was lower part. But this city was divided into three parts, and whole of the city was surrounded with tall walls, means tall boundaries. You cannot enter the city with these walls, you have to come to the gateways, means there were the gates to enter this city. There were also a large open area in the settlement where public ceremonies or public functions were held. The city of Lothal. Lothal is again in Gujarat, which is beside a tributary of Sabarmati. Sabarmati is a river which flows in Gujarat. So this Lothal city is situated along with the Sabarmati river. In Lothal, it was an important center for making objects out of stone, shell, and metal, and there was also a storehouse in the city. In Lothal, there is this one dockyard is also situated. Now, what is dockyard? Dockyard is a resting place for all the ship. The way train rest at railway station, planes they rest at airport. Similarly, bus rest at bus stop. All the ship they also have a resting place, which is known as dockyard. And Lothal is also a port city. Port city means it is situated near the Arabian Sea, where all the boats and ships came in from the sea. The mystery at the end. Now, what is the cause behind the disappearance of this civilization? Means where does those cities have gone? Why people stopped in living those cities? Because after 4700 years ago, after that period, archaeologists they did not find any writings, any seal, weights from that civilization. So where all the people of this civilization they had gone? So what scholars means archaeologists they have suggested that the rivers must have been dried up. So this was the area where river Indus used to flow, and Indus is the combination of five tributary rivers. So in earlier times, people used to settle down only on the banks of the river because there were no supply of the water the way we have in nowadays. We have a water supply even if we live in the 25th floor of some flat or some housing society. But in those days, there were no water supply, so one has to live only near the water sources. So some people have the view that rivers must have dried up, that's why they had to move to some other places, while others suggested that there must be some deforestation. Deforestation means cutting of the trees in large scale. When there will be no tree, what will happen? All the fertile soil it will convert into sand, and no agricultural activity can be carried in such soil. So that's why the people must have moved to some other city. And some suggest that overgrazing might be the reason for people moving from this place to some other places. As you can see, these are the green meadows which was being finished up by the cattle of the Harappan people, and once this greenery was finished, then they must have moved along with their cattle to some other place. And some says that there were floods, and that flood must have destroyed or drowned this whole Harappan civilization, and people have left this place. So this is the end of this lesson. These are some important questions related to the lesson. You pause the video and read these questions and try to find out answer and frame answers on your own. Thank you. Please do like our videos and subscribe our channel, that is Wow Education.